What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to Daily Upside. I'm your host, Keenan Rivals. This is the show where we talk about sports cars, the overall market, the trends, the downtrends, and we talk about it every day. So if this is your first time listening, definitely subscribe, definitely hit that like button, leave a comment, say hi. I respond to pretty much all the comments. Starting off today with a little post from The Athletic. I'm going to get them to sponsor this podcast. Like, it's going to happen. This is an article, of LeBron, and you could probably tell by the picture what's going on here. It's LeBron in the top half. It's Jordan in the second half. Definitely an odd looking photo, but yeah, it's talking about, the debate between LeBron and Michael Jordan and just the rest of like the GOATs in the NBA, really going into some hard analytical, comparisons. And look, if you want to nerd out, you can check this article out. I really don't care about this kind of stuff. I don't know what a BPM is. Those things aren't interesting to me. What I just like to hear is just like the debates, like Michael Jordan went to the finals 6 times and he won 6 times. And, we say that and we use that. And then it's just like, well, Jordan went to the finals 10 times and like, that's never going to happen again. And, just really interesting conversations and interesting debates. And what I see when I read this is like, I don't care who's 1 or 2, I don't care what people think. What I see is that LeBron is forever going to be pinged to Jordan. And that's good for me. That makes me feel like LeBron's going to have a forever stake in basketball. And I can't go wrong buying his cards because he's always going to be pinged to Jordan. No different than like, I think Trae Young's always going to be pinged to Luka. And, that can only bode well for him. Whenever Luka goes up, Trae Young is going to go up too, unless he starts playing bad. But my boy Trae Young won't let us down. But yeah, so like, when I look at these kind of things and I see auctions like this is a 1996-97 EX credentials, Michael Jordan credentials card. It's limited to $499. And, EX is a very popular set. This was Kobe's rookie year. A lot of innovation within the sports cards market happened during this year. And, this card was listed for $35,000, but it ended up selling via best offer for $21,000. And that's an insane amount of money. We're talking about just a rare parallel, no rookie card, no jersey patch autograph, just like a card that you don't see every day. And it got me thinking like, man, if Michael Jordan can pull 21,000 for these type of cards, what is LeBron going to pull in the future? And I talk about the future a lot because I'm actually investing for the future. I'm actually buying these cards as assets. I want to keep them for 5, 10, 15 years. I'm not trying to flip everything that I just buy. When you get a card like this, you don't flip it. You hold this card. Like you treasure this card, because that's the amount of appeal and it's just that rare. And, I was like, man, LeBron is going to have cards like this. There's a ton of cards that we're looking at right now that LeBron's going to have, and we're just sleeping on them. And, and that's unfortunate because if you look at the overall, just like LeBron market, he's going down, and we're all thinking about right now. We're like, man, LeBron's going down. Time to sell. Time to sell. I think the opposite. I think it's time to buy. LeBron's in the NBA Finals, and his cards are decreasing. You know how many special LeBron cards are about to be listed today in anticipation that they're going to bring the championship home? This is going to be the chance to get rare cards, those BGS 10 cards, cards that replicate whatever this is, And I was like, you know what? Today I'm going to do some research and figure out what are some rare LeBron cards. I'm actually going to put it in a blog post, within a couple of days and send it out to you guys. But I'm kind of showing you how I'm doing this. Maybe you can help me out and find some too. So essentially what I'm doing is starting off with like, the more recent stuff. So the way I kind of figure out like what's cool or what's not cool is I type in the coolest or hottest player in the sports, which right now we could say is like Luka or pretty much Luka. And maybe we could do like Giannis too for kind of the mid, 2010 stuff. But yeah, you type in Luka and you're just like, you just go to the highest price. So what I did was I took out Prism because, I already know Prism. I know what the, blue ice and all the cool parallels. I took out National Treasures because, Luka has a different one and so on and so forth. And I don't know if you guys know, but if you do these minuses before a word, eBay will remove it from the search. So that way you're not just getting a flux of Luka. You see, if we take this out, we'll go from 4,456 cards to 10,000. So by doing this, we just took out 10,000s of 5,000 cards. So yeah, so I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, well, Galactic is definitely a play. Luca's Galactic is his top card. Uh, Flawless Super Limited is definitely a play. Spectra, a play. Courtside, a play. And then I would just take this information and go over and see like, well, what's the LeBron looking like? So this courtside, obviously it didn't sell $9,000, but we could assume that it went for like 4 or 5. And you just want to see like, okay, well, look, what is LeBron's courtside at? And you go to it and you see you can get that. There's one for auction right now at 385, and there's one for buy now for 800. And those are the kind of things that make you think like, oh, okay, well, LeBron, I can get his court. Let me see if we got any sold recently. Nope. Looking for that PSA 10. Yep. So here we go. So yeah, you're like, oh, LeBron, I can get it for 465. 465 compared to Luka's, potentially $4,000 card might be a good buy. That's just the way I'm thinking right now. Probably is a good buy later down the road. Let's say Luka kills it. Let's say Luka becomes everything we want him to be, and then that court side is like $40,000. You don't think that LeBron court side is going to be a couple thousand? It's going to be heavily sought after, much like this EX is. This EX is sought after because it's Jordan, but also because Kobe's is so rare. Like it brings value to that set. We also saw with Luka that his Galactic was the top card. So again, same thing. We go over to LeBron and boom, we see his Galactic. Now, obviously, this is not a rookie card, so it's not going to be as high as Luka's, and we're not expecting it to. But it does show us that Galactic is something that's heavily sought after. And Galactic is definitely more rare than credentials. So again, if Luka or if any modern rookie from this era just like becomes like top 10 Hall of Fame level, and their Galactic is $200,000 or whatever ridiculous price you could think of, it's probably going to fall down within LeBron James. This Galactic 9.5 that has a pop of 9 could very well be that $20,000 card. And to make it a little more better of a comparison, maybe you want to find the first year of Revolution and get that, whatever the first year is. And maybe that's a better buy. So if we do some research, we can see that LeBron's Galactics are between $5,000 and $3,000. So if you can find the first year for that price point, that could be a pretty solid hold. And this method only works if you're planning to hold the cards. This is not something you're going to be able to sell once LeBron James holds the championship. And I think that mindset overall is just a terrible mindset. Like the idea that people think they're going to be able to buy these cards and just sell them in 30 days. Like that was fun when it was happening, but it's time for real research now. It's time to like really buy cards that you plan to hold. We can't play around anymore. So this is me doing like real research and understanding where the market might be heading and what cards I should be, grabbing now. And again, LeBron is in the championship right now. People are going to be listing his cards left and right. So this is the second year Galactic. So you can see it's already higher. So the first year was 2015-16 and like, that's going to be a huge card. It already is a huge card. And we're going to be able to find these kind of cards today because people are going to be expecting him to win. So I've pretty much convinced myself that I'm buying a LeBron James card today. I'm going to do some research and I'm going to buy one for the next 10, 20 years. I won't tell you guys. If you want to see what card I'm looking at, then definitely check out the Sports Cards Pick of the Week. So moving on from this, I was looking at Card Ladder and I was kind of mad because I didn't go over this yesterday. I told myself that I wanted to go over their ladder every day. And I'll be honest, I don't really understand the ladder. I don't know why this Giannis is a top 2 card versus, whatever the case may be. But this all clear takeoff Giannis really stood out to me. Mainly because it's a really cheap card. I mean, it's $8.50. I'm not even sure how this is listed on Card Ladder. They have so many more cards they have to list that I don't know how this one made it. But I was looking at some of these prices here and I'm just like, man, these like little cheap parallels or these cheap hollows or silvers could be a really big play, moving forward. Like these cards are like $5 and $6. Like there's not a doubt in my mind that if Giannis returns to like all time glory, that this card couldn't be $20. I mean, look at it before, and I'm starting to go back and look at these. Like this card sold for 99 cents, in September. if I can pick this card up for 99 cents, and maybe not this one per se, because I don't like it, but if I can pick up a hollow or a silver or a semi-limited card for 99 cents or $1 of a potential superstar, I think that's a great investment, especially if you can get like 30 or 40 of them. And I think that's the best way to spend $100 right now. So if you got $100, look into these little base cards, look into these hollows, look at some serial number stuff. It doesn't have to be graded. Like you can get this for $2-3 and sell it for $20. Maybe you use Star Stock for that. Maybe you use ComC. I don't know. Maybe you go on like Blowout. I kind of did that earlier on in the year. I was actually buying 2019-20 Giannis Prism cards. I remember I was paying like $6 a piece for them. And I don't know what that card is at today, but I'm interested in seeing. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like $15 or $20. Maybe a little less because he lost, but man, does he have any? Does he have? Okay. Yeah. So like 15, $20 for that card. I would have essentially tripled my money almost, especially if I had a lot of like 10 of them. I think the highest I ended up getting into was like 9 or 10. These kind of cards are a lot easier to buy as soon as the set releases. So like as soon as Prism comes out, so like 2021 Prism, you might want to be like, hey, I'm buying all Lucas for $5. And no one's gonna like think twice about it because it's a third year Luca, whatever. But people are going to want these cards of superstars. I mean, if you a Giannis refractor for $15 is a steal compared to any LeBron James refractor. You can't find a LeBron James refractor for that cheap. And if Giannis is going to take his spot, or if Luka's going to take his spot, then it might be a good time to load up on those now. Again, we're thinking a year or 2-3 years out. Like I don't think we can invest for like the next 30 days right now. I don't think that's a play. You might be able to make some good flips, but that shouldn't be your overall investment strategy. And another guy that kind of fits in here is Stephen Curry. I actually put this on one of my lists right now that's going to be coming out soon. I think Stephen Curry refractors or silvers or whatever you want to call them are pretty good buy. I mean, he's going to come back, and I think Steve Kerr said it best. Like they're not going to come back and just like be some trash team. Like they're going to be the Golden State Warriors. So if you can buy some of these up for $15-$20, that might be a good buy. People are talking about Kevin Durant right now. No one's talking about Stephen Curry. No one. And I don't care what anybody says. Stephen Curry is the best overall value in sports cards right now because he doesn't have any cards, especially when you look at his rookie stuff. But like this little championship card, like $35, like I just think that's a really good deal. I don't know what LeBron's is, but let's see. $35 for that, and then LeBron's, it's a PSA 10, but you get what I'm saying. Like that card was going for $800 at one point in time. So I think it's just something to look into, something to kind of, why is that not showing up in the search? I don't know. I think it's something to look into. I think that could be a potential steal. I think sometimes thinking outside of the box can really help us. We're like so fixated on graded cards right now because we think they're pretty and they're cool that we're not thinking about making money. And having these little micro plays could be like the easiest way to 2 or 3 extra money in a market that's kind of going down right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode. Wanted to just kind of go over that. I'll be tweeting out some LeBron James cards that I think are good plays, throughout the day. I think they're going to bring it home. I really don't expect to see any kind of jump in price. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe a few of the rare cards might sell. I think the volume is going to be pretty good. I think a lot of LeBron James cards are going to be sold. I don't know if they're going to be sold at premium prices. So kind of bummed out because a large portion of my portfolio right now is LeBron. Long term, I think I'm sitting on some really good stuff. But am I going to be able to exit when I thought I was? No. So, for LeBron James to actually pull this off, we've been talking about it for the entire year, at least we have over here, is just insane. And, it does suck that it came in such a bad climate. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now. And, sports cards are still doing their thing. The market's still moving up. And, if we can't sell today, it's going to be fine because we have LeBron James cards, or at least I do. So let me know what you guys think about that. Are you holding LeBron? Are you happy with holding him? And, what does that mean? A lot of people they're stuck with LeBron cards, but they're okay with it. And I think that's how the market is supposed to work. You should be happy with what you're holding. because long-term you're bullish on it. So yeah, enough LeBron James rambling. As always, want to shout out people who rock with me on Patreon. If you haven't signed up for the Patreon, please go ahead and do so. $4 a month. You get a lot of great value. You're going to get my sports cars pick of the week. You're going to get access to, some of my member only articles. And you also get access to my portfolio. You can see exactly what I'm investing in real time. So that's only $4, cheaper than a cup of coffee for the whole month. And if everybody does it, it goes a long way on my end, and it allows me to keep creating content like this for you guys. So we're definitely going to be ramping up here. Definitely going to be pushing out a lot more. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Happy investing. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow.